Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, buckle up, buttercups, because it's another episode of Tess Talks 2.0. Now, we've been a little lackadaisical in our podcasting, but life comes at you so fast, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing because I was in contract negotiations with KPRC, and if you're watching Houston Life after Tuesday, March 31st or April 1st. Happy birthday, Derek, by the way. You know that you've realized, hey, Tessa's not on the show. Where'd Tessa go? Well, we really couldn't find a middle ground there at KPRC. I think I'm worth millions and billions and trillions of dollars. That is not what I asked for. I asked for significantly less than my worth. And that didn't fly. So I, couldn't stay any longer. I couldn't continue to give every ounce of my private life, my personal life, my professional life, do all the required work duties. It just, at the end of the day, you're kind of doing that little 6-7 hand, you're weighing it out, like the scales, the scales of justice. And the math wasn't mathing for me anymore. And apparently it wasn't mathing for them anymore. So there you go. And now we are a free agent. So we have some things lined up. I do have a gig this weekend, which I can't wait to tell you more about. I actually have to get on my football study. I got to put on my football helmet because there is an arena league that had reached out to me, and I am going to be flying this weekend. It's on Saturday, so I think I'm going to New Mexico for the IFL Indoor Arena Football League. So it's the New Mexico Chupacabras. The game is in Albuquerque this weekend. And I believe I am doing, it's either sideline reporting or I'll be an in-studio analyst. You see how much, this is how much time my full-time job takes. I said yes to this other gig knowing that it didn't work out. And tomorrow I have a Zoom with the coaches and everyone. So I have to once the show is over at KPRC, I have to put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse, Tessa. Or actually, maybe not in reverse, in another gear, in a football gear. So I'm very excited about that. I'm also very excited because we went live from the Texas Children's Houston Open on Friday, and I met so many amazing buzz listeners. From my Rod Ryan show days. I met so many HL viewers that were saying hi to me and Derek. It was very nice weather. And you guys know I've got the bug. I've got the golf bug lately. So it was very nice to be out there. And then, oh my gosh, Woodland, the winner, set a course record for the tournament. And he had this inspiring story, had brain surgery, suffers from PTSD, and was battling that, mental battle and comes out on top. I was just so happy for him and honestly so relatable, right? For everyone. Hey, if you're going through something, just don't give up faith. Don't stop. Don't quit trying. Full disclosure, my personal life is low key in shambles. Travis and I have decided to take a break, and the way we decided was kind of messy and ugly, and maybe I'll get into the details of that on the next episode. But right now it is very fresh. It is very raw. I don't want to say something I will end up regretting here, but you guys know me. I have toxica tendencies, so I'm trying to be better about that. But yeah, the ending of the HL era, ending of a relationship that was over 2 years. Your girl's going through it, but this is what keeps me going. Talking to you guys, having a platform. I am flattered that enough of you care to even download this episode and maybe share it with your friends. Maybe you share it and say, hey, listen to this tea. Listen to this tea named Tessa. Oh, by the way, Melissa over here. Did you guys see the Houston Chronicle? Melissa Barrera departs with Houston Life. Okay, my name's Tessa, but Melissa's also has 2 S's and an A at the end, so close enough, I guess. It's almost like very funny because the universe has got jokes. Like, I really don't care. Like, I've never been like, oh my God, get my name right, because it's kind of a weird little name. And then before I came to the Rod Ryan show, he had a co-host named Teresa a couple of decades back. And so people have always called me that, or, just like weird shit. And that's okay. But it was just very funny that like one of the biggest cities in the world, main newspaper, maybe didn't get it right. But that's okay. That's okay. We forgive. We listen and we don't judge. Okay. So that comes out and people are reaching out to me, showing me the screenshot, blah, blah, blah. Well, I actually did another interview with Cron yesterday. I met Ariana Garcia, who is one of the editors for Chronicle. I met her at the golf course. And I just talked to her about what was next for me. And it was like a feature piece. Oh my God, I can hear. Here, let me sit up a little bit. I can hear myself and how nasally I sound. By the way, this podcast is coming to you live from my dark bedroom. Has a podcast ever been recorded just in the dark? I mean, the glow of the phone is the only thing I see. It's 6:43 a.m. Why am I up so early? Well, as aforementioned, I've been going through it in my relationship. And when the only person you want to talk to is like the person you're mad at. And yeah, so I called Travis this morning at like 5 and I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm very upset. By the way, I think I hate you. By the way, you did everything wrong, just so you know. Those are the types of conversations I've been having lately. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a real pity. It's a real pity that he couldn't put a ring on my finger. That's not what it was about, by the way. We were so far from that. We did have a lot of fun, though. Sometimes too much fun can be a bad thing. I have been tinkering. I've been tinking with sobriety and just cooling it on the drinking. With Houston Life, we get invited to so many parties and gigs and stuff. And I felt the same way after Rod Ryan, too. It was like just a reset, a necessary reset. But I went to church for the first time in a long time this Sunday by myself. And I really was moved by the word. I went to this Christian church downtown, Ecclesia, I don't know how to say it, but they have like a coffee shop, a bakery, a great band. And so I was like, all right, if I have to go, like, at least let's have it nice. And it was very nice. And someone in the row in front of me actually recognized me. She goes, oh, I listened to you for years. And I was like, okay. It was very intimidating because I didn't know if I was going to cry, like in the pew. And they have this part of the mass or the service where in the beginning, they're like, well, introduce yourself to your neighbor. And I turned to my left and I was like, hi, I'm Tessa. And he was like, hi, I'm George. And y'all know that's my dad's name. It's also my brother's name. It's also a very common name. But my brother was the one who told me to get my ass to church. He was like, Tessa, please just go to church and like listen to the word. Like, I feel like you really need that right now. And I'm so grateful he sent me because I really did feel like that was my dad, like kind of like, hey, girl. Even though my dad didn't really like going to church, not Catholic church, because he said he didn't like the part where everyone has to hold hands and say the Our Father, because he says he has very sweaty hands and he was always very self-conscious about that. But now after COVID, they don't even make you hold hands. Like, you can just lift your little hands in the air. But this wasn't a Catholic church. Like I said, it was a Christian church. So I went there and they were talking about like John the Baptist, how John the Baptist, this is what I took away from it. And this is not the words that the pastor used, but like how John the Baptist was basically like the ultimate co-host for Jesus, and like role players, because everyone wants to be Michael Jordan, but like, what about Scottie Pippen? What about Dennis Rodman? What about like these people, What about the team players? And I feel like my role in Houston has always been that, right? Like, I'm a co-host of a team player for Rod Ryan show, then boom, over to Houston Life. And like, even though this next chapter of my life like isn't certain, it's finally going to be like, I can be a better role player for my family. I'm going to go help my sister with the baby. The baby's getting tubes in her ears. She has constant ear infections. Maybe I can be a better daughter. I was going to really lean in and try to be a better girlfriend. But that's okay. I can just be a better friend to a lot of my friends that maybe I haven't spent as much time with, because you know how it gets when you get in a relationship. I know it's important to be real and authentic, but I also don't love to like just cry into a mic or cry into a video. I did tell people though, because like when they announced that, God, I'm so nasally. Time out, nose blowing break. People were like, "Oh no," they were upset. They were like, "Oh no, you're leaving Houston Life. You're leaving Houston Life." And I was like, do me a favor. If you're sad about it, like just video yourself crying, upload it, and tag me and KPRC. So there you go. So yeah, see, it just comes in waves. It just comes in waves. That's what grief is. That's what I'm learning. It's like what adulting is, because as we get older, we lose people that are important to us. We have to let go people that we love that maybe aren't good for us. And like, it's just this wave, right? We're all riding our wave and then waiting to catch our next one. Sometimes you get on a wave and someone's on it, you're like, hey, get off. Sometimes you get on a wave and you're like, wow, I'm really riding this thing. Sometimes you get on a wave and you completely fucking wipe out. So that's what I'm learning in my old age. And I will say, the reporter, the editor for Chronica, Ariana, she was like, you're 40? Oh, God, that is just like my favorite compliment. I just become whoever you need me to be in that moment. I'm so flattered. Someone should be like, you're only 40? And I'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, can I have $1,000? And I'll be like, yep, you sure can. It happened to me one other time this weekend before the big break. We were golfing in Crosby, and we got paired up with this other couple, and I could tell they were very young. And I had a ton of snacks. I had like packed sandwiches and candy and energy drinks, and like I'm not drinking, so I like I needed something, some sustenance on the course. And I was like sharing with them, and I think it was around like probably hole 5. She was like, "Okay, so like, how old are you guys? Because we're guessing." And I was like, "Oh, well, what's your guess?" She was like, 32. I was like, what do you want me, huh? Can mommy get you anything? So that was fun. What else? Okay, so we were in Crosby. We did try the world famous crawfish shack, where it's BYOB. And that's maybe where it took a turn, because I'm dabbling in sobriety. And on the golf course, that nice young couple had bought us shots, and I just didn't turn it down. I should have. I felt like, Travis encouraged me instead of saying, hey, no, what about like your like little goals and stuff? And it's on me, it's on me. I take full responsibility for that. But then that led to like kind of like a bicker situation, and it just kind of festered and grew. And there was a lot of a firm believer in like, these little fights are always kind of connected to something bigger in the background going on. And I think for me, a lot of my needs just weren't being met. So when something little happens, it like drives me insane, So didn't I say I didn't want to talk about this? Okay, well, let's like stick to that script, Mrs. Melissa Barrera. Okay, so that was great. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Get the spicy, get the Louisiana spicy. Medium, I just wanted a little bit more of a kick. We ordered 5 pounds to start and then ordered 2 more pounds, but just crawfish. We didn't get any potatoes or corn or anything. It was very delicious. And the other thing I like about Crawfish Shack is it's a bunch of picnic tables and they seat people together. So like we shared a table with this amazing couple. They had a little baby and they were just cool. And I think that's the whole thing about crawfish. Like it's communal. And we sat down with people that we might not have ever shared a table with. And it was awesome. So 10 out of 10 stars for that. I've been wearing all those club special golf outfits. I don't know if you saw Houston Life, I have been rocking some really fire golf outfits. And they are from Delane Bennett out in Montgomery. She has a fashion line called Club Special Luxury Activewear. And I think it's like Club Special Luxe is the Instagram, LUXE. And my friend Madeline had a really cute golf outfit on. My friend Madeline looks beautiful in anything. So I just hearted her story and I said, so cute. And she reached out to the company and she was like, hey, by the way, Tessa from Houston Life like really likes this. So they reached out to me and they were like, hey, can we send you this? Well, I knew that we were going live from the open on Friday. I was like, how about I just go and get it from you, And Travis had kind of been in the doghouse or something else that day. I know, I'm so mean. And I said, hey, will you drive me out to Montgomery after work and go to this warehouse and get this up? And he was like, yes, I owe you that at least. So we went out. We actually had a great night. I wasn't drinking that night. And I felt proud of myself. And he took me to a really nice dinner at Monty's. So this thing has been coming, right? This ending of an era has been looming. And now that it's here, Travis is kind of nowhere to be found. And I'm sure I'm why we're going through this mess too. I'm the accountability queen. Like it doesn't scare me to be like, yeah, that was my fault. I think for him and for a lot of other people, it feels like an attack. And it just isn't. And when I say other people, I mean men. Have y'all remember when they were doing like man versus bear? Like what would you choose? Or like 100 man versus 1 gorilla. I saw one that was like 100 men versus accountability. And I thought that was very funny. Memes, guys. We're talking memes now. Okay, so that's going on there. Today is the last show. Yesterday was Monday and the show was good. I don't know what they have planned today. I do know that my Oyster Brothers package finally airs today. So I do want to get in a little early, make sure that is a good piece. I am going to see Tangi Patton, who has become one of my favorite guests. So I'm glad she's going to be here for my last live show. She wrote me a very nice message. I received several really nice messages from people in our community, people that I've, grown to admire and created friendships with. And they all kind of say the same thing. I do actually want to share Tangi's message really quick because it's important. So she texted me, Tessa, I just heard the news and I am stunned. Will you be at work on Tuesday? And I said, yes, it's my last show, so we will at least get to say goodbye. I don't know that the new GM appreciates my connection to this audience and city, and that's okay. I will figure it out. I hope the audience realizes it's not my choice, it's corporate politics. She replies, it happened to me almost 20 years ago, and I'm so grateful it did. You're incredibly talented, but more importantly, you have such a beautiful, tender heart. Okay, this is like the crying. Just call this the crying episode. I'm so sad to think about you leaving, but I know you will soar. I look forward to seeing you Tuesday. I'm going to be praying for you before then. God's got you, Tessa. And I just think the summation of everyone's prayers have kind of led me to this point to where I know I have to choose better for myself. And it's so terrifying. because I've been in a really comfy, cozy situation. And if you know me, I'm a Libra, and Libras love cozy and comfortable. We just love it. We adore it, even if it's like not the best for us. So I'm really just living on a prayer these days. And I think to be cracked wide open is sometimes a really beautiful thing, even though it's painful. Let's get into some topics. I think when we left off, I was getting ready to go to the rodeo, and it was March Madness as well. So, man, freaking U of H Cougs, I had such high hopes. They played Idaho. They came out. They looked amazing. Then they got whooped by Illinois. Like, that was so sad. My friend Anayeli actually hosted a watch party with Chinadu down at Avenida de Americas, down there. Avenida de Americas, down there, down yonder, downtown by the George R. Brown. And that was really fun because they won. But watching it at home on Thursday was just brutal. Also, we did go to Kojo the last night of the rodeo, that night that he broke all the records. I went with my brother then, and that's kind of that night where I decided, okay, I need to cool it on the drinking, because I actually called in. I had never used a sick day. But I knew contracts negotiations weren't working out, and I was like, you know what? I'm taking a day. But it was because I was very hungover from Kojo at the rodeo. And yeah, that's like, I've kind of just wanted to a proper reset. And I think I'm not alone in this, because I feel like Houston's a really fun city. It's a drinking culture. It's an eating culture. And every now and then you do have to take your temperature and make sure you are doing the right things to maintain your health. Because at the end of the day, man, health is wealth. And I was just feeling, I think in one weekend, like I had been maintaining, there's a healthy weight that I like to maintain. And I had been maintaining. And I probably gained, like, I'm one of these people who can gain like 7 to 10 pounds in a weekend. Like, if I go all in ham, drinking everything I want, eating everything I want, like, that is so easy to do for me, which is crazy. That can't be good on my liver, on my bladder, on my kidneys, on my joints, everything. So I have to really be mindful of that. We did go to a dash game as well. Guys, we have an amazing women's soccer team here. We have an amazing professional women's soccer team here. I think this weekend is pups on the pitch. So if you're a dog mom or a dad and you love sports and you like being outside and you like supporting local women athletes, go to the game. We have some all-stars on that fucking team. They're amazing. We did actually have a date night at Omar Abu Halal, which is just like this little stand downtown, but it's a late night spot. We had walked to Phoenicia, but Phoenicia was closed. So I was craving something like Mediterranean, some sort of Euro situation. So we went to Omar Abu, and they were so nice. They had a lot of people in line. It was very busy, but the chicken shawarma is amazing. And their pickles, they give you like this little array of pickled carrots, cucumbers, aka pickles, and like this radish. And it was just so, so good. And it was so nice. So that was great. I saw this story of Kentucky farmers rejecting $26 million to buy their land and put a database center there. And I just want to say, hell yeah, brother. Fuck yeah. That is what it's all about. Their family dates back to generations and generations before the Great Depression. And there was a point where they had to like feed America. America had no food. And they're like, we might have to do that again. And I'm like, you know what? There's someone with some foresight. There's someone who you can't buy out. And to me, that is the new patriotism. Because in a world where people sell their soul, corporate greed, everyone's just trying to squeeze every last anything out of the working class, saying no to money might be the new American patriot. Like me, I'm basically Susan B. Anthony, Harriet Tubman. Like, guys, it's me. Okay. What else? The Bachelorette canceled. Okay, so Taylor Frankie Paul has now seen more repercussions than anyone in the Epstein files. Anyone, being crooked in politics, all these perverted old weird men never see any accountability. Oh, but the Bachelorette did something scandalous. We got to cancel that. That's just rude. That's just rude. I'm not saying she's right, but I'm saying other people get away with way more all the time. But yeah, no, please hold the Bachelorette accountable, and please don't give me my reality trash TV. What's else? What's else? I mean, there's so much more. I do have to tell you that this podcast is sponsored by J. Barrera Law. Me and J. Barrera Law are hatching a plan because I've honestly been wanting to work a lot with J. Barrera. And I think I have a plan to get them to Houston. But I do need your support. Like, I just need your help. If you guys know anyone that has been personally injured, I need you to refer them to J. Barrera Law. Like, I need you guys to say, hey, I'm choosing this personal injury attorney that my great friend Tessa recommended. They've helped her. They can help me. All I have to do is go to jbarreralaw.com. All I have to do is call 713-295-1182. Tell them about my case. Tell them about what happened to me. Tell them about how I've been personally injured or neglected or was hurt at work, whatever it is, got in a car accident on these crazy Houston freeways, and they are going to take care of the rest. Okay? I need you guys to do that. I need you guys to do me that solid now more than ever. Okay? Keep J. Barrera Law in mind if you have been personally injured, because it's going to help keep me in this city, and it's going to help bring them to this city. They're already here. They have many clients in Houston, but I'm talking about a real life home base here where I can also hang out. So that's it. That's the J. Barrera Law commercial today. Please, 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 for real, keep them in mind. So final thoughts as I wrap up, going into my very last Houston Life live show, is I hope my Oyster Brother package comes out as great as the people in Palacios, Texas. That was such a fun day to be out on the water and eating the most fresh oysters I've ever had. Order the Matagorda Pearl when you see it on a menu. It'll be on menus at State of Grace, at Papa's, Josephine's, Floyd's. The crawfish pot is where we first had them, and they were divine. Divine, okay? Support your local oyster farmer. I learned so much about the legislation, and I'll be sharing that story on my social medias as well. It just feels like the wrapping up of so much love and community. And it's so hard for me to say, okay, I got to choose more for myself right now, because I love my team at KPRC and Houston Life. We have a small, mighty team. And I will say, like, Lauren Kelly, Giovanna Vella, Heather Consteiner, Derek Shore, Lenny Juarez, Sabia, Dawn, even Mel, of course, Enrique, Christy, who were always with Eat Like a Local, but only a holler away, Brian Holson, our photographer, Chris Herring, our director. I mean, I could go on and on. Claudio, who I know listens to this podcast, shout out, who, he's not our director every day, but he's there some days. Just everyone in the building, all the talent that I would run into. Caroline Brown, actual sunshine. Justin Stapleton. I mean, amazing, amazing. Anthony Yanez. When I got to have other John and his daughters and Chris and Lyra in the studio, like, those are gifts. The interviews we did with people that inspired me when I was feeling low, those were gifts. And people telling me that I made them laugh or they love what we do, those are gifts. And I received them. And it meant so much to me. And the listeners who made me their family when I was on Rod Ryan and then became viewers of Houston Life. Like, some people don't have one person supporting them. And I really feel like I have a whole city supporting me. And it humbles me beyond anything. I just want the comments to know when they come to town, I'm ready to work for them. The comments are coming back. Women's basketball, guys. It's so back in Houston. The dynasty is returning. Tillman Fertitta, please listen to me. I won't cry if you hire me. So I wanted to put that out there. Also, if you're a small business owner and maybe you need some media coaching or training, I promise I won't teach your employees to do this. If you are a PR company who wants to know how to do better pitches, if you're paying a PR company too much and they're not doing anything for you, holler at your girl, okay? I'm a social media message away at Tess1, Tess2. Tess1, Tess2 at gmail.com is my email. I mean, your girl is just ready and willing, and I am ready for the blessings that are ahead of me. I know what is coming is better than what is left and what is gone. But there is no better. There's just a deep appreciation of what life has given me so far. And I do feel like it is my duty as a single woman now, with no man, no dog, just a couple of houseplants, no kids. I do feel like it is my duty to go out and just squeeze every drop of juice that this sweet, sweet life has to offer. Okay? I'm going to do you proud. I love you so much. Keep listening to this podcast. It's only going to get better because you've been listening and I've been working a full-time job. I'm actually going to dedicate more time, more hot topics, more vulnerable, more chisme, more of all the things you love, more jokey jokes. I might even go to an open mic night and bomb at the Improv. Like, you don't know. I don't know. No one knows. I'm going to try to stay on the wagon. God, I cannot wait to drink a fucking Diet Coke on Easter Sunday. He has risen, but also she will rise like a phoenix with her Coke Zeros. That has been hard. That's the other thing. Travis, and people are like, just have a Diet Coke. Just have one. Because I'm like, man, I want a Diet Coke because that's been my Lenten sacrifice. Like, don't you get it? No, you don't get it. Because us Catholics have to give something up, okay? The promises of the Lord, we have to show him that we are worthy to bear fruit. No, I don't know. I don't even know how that works. That's not it. It's just like a moment to check yourself. Like, Jesus had to check himself. Jesus was flipping tables in the fucking synagogue. God, you guys just don't get it. I love y'all. I hope you feel my love and my vulnerability in this podcast. This one was hard. This one was hard to record, but you deserve it. And oh my God, I'm going to cry again. No, I'm not. I need to find a cute outfit, okay? I need to wash my dang face, put on the slayest makeup. I hope my Rent the Runway is downstairs because otherwise I have no clue what I'm going to wear on my final show. Maybe I'll wear what I wore on my first show. It's like a green dress. Doesn't even fit that well. Just was all I had at the time because I didn't have a lot of TV clothes. So, alas, I bid thee farewell until the next Tess Talk 2.0 podcast. Bobby Jokes, what episode is this? Please let me know. This is episode
17.
And then that's where you put in your voice, Bobby. Okay, I love you all. Bobby Jokes just had a birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to him. He is a spring chicken, and his life also is going to be a good one because he is a good person. That is the way it works. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to all my Aries babies, all my Aries crazy babies. I love you all so much. You are all so intense. You're so direct, and I love you for it. It's a beautiful, beautiful season. The pink moon is tomorrow night. Don't forget to charge your crystals in the moonlight. Don't forget to set your manifestations. Don't forget to tell the people you love them. Don't forget to fucking check anything that's not serving you in your life. Don't forget to fucking punch a pillow because this podcast is over. Tea out. I love you. Mwah.